Hello there. So this morning I'm going to take you through the latest evolution in the preparation of the beef. Now we are exceptionally blessed because when we went to the ashram and saw the amazing cows, we did indeed get some of this ghee from the very cows that we were stroking. Particularly great thing to be able to do. So, as the intern explained, who was talking to us about the cows, the hump on the back receives a lot of light from the sun, and that produces golden particles in the cow's body. That's what we're told. So my first step is to heat up the pan. When it's warm enough, put a couple of these in. It's actually a small teaspoon, like 3, something like that. There we go. So the difference is, as you can see in the image, is we're now using garlic and ginger as well in the preparation. I'm not bothering to use a timer anymore to do the cooking, doing it on a different cycle as well. So, removing the beef from the greaseproof paper, in they go. And unlike previously, this time putting them all in, all at once. Adding the garlic and ginger. At first I tried doing the garlic before the beef. That was a bad idea, it just tended to almost burn. So it's better to do it like this. So effectively the garlic's going to be simmering in with the beef. And the ginger. And yes, the Celtic salt. So some Celtic salt in there as well. And for this method, what I need is a lid. There it is. So I just need that to cook for a few minutes. So this gives me an opportunity to speak to you a little bit about what I've been learning. And I'm also going to take this time to add my own variation. Really, there's nothing finer than some fresh pomegranate to go with my very hearty breakfast. So Ahmed has been doing this for 60 days, and he's been doing it so incredibly strictly that he's only been having beef, ghee and salt. And it's just a recent innovation having the ginger and the garlic, very recent indeed. And one of the things I can remember learning, and I feel like one of the main reasons I continue to live is I keep unlearning what I learned previously. So one of the things I remember learning in my health counselor's course, you shouldn't have any more than 30 grams of protein per day. And even that was thought to be a bit excessive, have less than that. But I'm having 4 times the amount now for one meal. So I just wanted to let you know what I've said to Arnold the moment I said Isaac, and I was so surprised because he just looked so radiantly healthy, and he didn't really look at the previous visit, so that's a huge difference. And as time went on, we talked about more and more things, in an attempt to keep myself in some kind of an order here. So one of the things that I also learnt in my general studies of nutrition is that human beings are supposedly, allegedly, the only animal on the planet that is incapable of producing its own vitamin C. And so we need to eat loads of fruit and broccoli and other green vegetables to get our vitamin C allowance. Without that, we'd be in trouble, and there's a huge industry, as we all know, producing massive amounts of vitamin C. And indeed, Ahmed did explain to me that for more than 10 years, I think it was, more than 10 years, he'd effectively been on an alkaline diet. And he really did swear by it, and think it was good and all the rest of it, except that when it came down to it, it wasn't really accruing any particular benefits he could see. So, beef is starting to make certain sounds now, that's good. It's about 2 minutes in, I'll give it another minute and I'll need to turn it. I like to use my chopsticks. Yes, so back to the vitamin C. So he's not had any vitamin C from any source whatsoever, because meat is not supposed to be a source of vitamin C, apparently, not supposed to be. So therefore he should be in full-blown scurvy after 2 months. And he isn't, he's actually looking better than he's looked for years. And I can corroborate that from having known him for as long as I have. So all this is having quite an impact on me. So this seems to disprove the old wisdom that I've learned, that human beings cannot possibly manufacture any vitamin C. It sounds like that's not the case. Either that or beef has got loads of vitamin C in it, or we just don't need as much as we thought we need. So he's going to continue for a while longer doing that. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. Vitamin C, not to be able to cope without vegetables, and he's absolutely managing fine. Now let's have a look. Yes, it's time to do a turn. Just flop them all over on the other side. Turn. Back over. So this brings me to the other thing I wanted to communicate with you about, which is about pH. I have been on my knees doing a Korean bow to Ahmed yesterday evening after watching a particular film, which I will put in the description for you, and it has completely blown apart my previous views about pH of food and also water. I always thought it's a really good idea to be having an alkaline diet, as I explained Ahmed had been doing for many more years, perhaps even than me really, or maybe a similar length of time, I don't know. So what the doctor did was explain is that the body's got 3 systems to basically buffer your pH, to modify it. So if you eat too much alkaline, it buffers it back towards the neutral point. If you eat too much acid, it buffers it back towards the neutral point. Now if the body had only one mechanism for doing this, you'd think, well yeah, that could break down, but 3, that's better than redundancy on aeroplanes. Basically jet aeroplanes, they always have a system, and they always have a backup system. And I believe that they might also perhaps have a backup system on the backup system, so that would make it the same as the human body in terms of pH. So it seems that whatever water you drink, whatever food you eat, it gets buffered back up. But then the guy went on to explain about the different common ways in which beef is prepared in his country, which is America. And the point he's making is, well, actually, by the time some of the beef is prepared, it actually is alkaline, but it doesn't matter whether it's acid, alkaline, whatever. And in fact, it seems the only situation in which acidity is a really big problem is if someone is so ill they're in intensive care, and then the medical establishment do need to do things to change their pH. But basically, by and large, a normal human being, even an unwell human being, your pH is naturally regulated by the body, and this is done through the kidneys, through a chemical process, and through another process. But hey, why listen to me? Just go to the link in the description and you can get all the details there if you're that interested about it all. But I certainly was very interested, and it's like my experience of life is constantly having whatever belief system I've developed shattered. And my friend Pal from northwest Spain, she was the best. She was the ultimate shatterer of so many belief systems which I've held at different times in my life. So I feel that one of the things about life that's really important to be able to let go of old belief systems if they don't actually make any sense, if you get more information. And the other thing that was explained, of course, is that there's a number of things that's been going on with the medical establishment. There's been the cholesterol myth, and I hope you know by now that really is absolutely a myth. In fact, without cholesterol in your body, you will die. It's that simple. Cholesterol is essential for life. Funny, isn't it? And then there's the acid alkaline thing, that basically the pH regulates itself quite automatically by the body, whatever we put into it. And actually, beef in particular is not even that acid. So the singing the praises of the beef, or in praise of the beef, it's so much to do with the fact that over a period of years, when I was studying on somebody else's behalf about, okay, they've got a nutritional deficiency in some particular mineral or nutrient or whatever it is, I'll go and look it up, and it was always the same story. The substance that was the best for whatever nutrient you're looking at, beef was always coming up at the top, especially under zinc. And indeed, the only exception to the beef rule is oysters. I did go into a little oyster thing, and a friend of mine in Accrington was doing the same thing. He used to compare notes about our eating of oysters. But it comes out that this beloved beef takes care of all your nutritional needs. So what I did is, having been doing more beef in the last 3.5 weeks I've done in my entire life, I woke up yesterday morning and my body said, no, nothing, no food. So I thought, okay, this is a cue. Here comes a 24-hour fast. And I need to confess to you, as although I've done many, many fasts associated with a plant medicine diet and the plant medicine retreat, I've never actually done a full 24-hour fast, completely independent of all that. So I decided to make it a real water fast. So nothing past my lips except for water, no plant medicines, no smoke, nothing of any further description, purely water. And my last meal had been 7 p.m. on the Saturday night, and I noticed all I wanted to do was just to lie in bed early in the morning. So I had a late start to the day, perhaps the first time the entire time I've been here. That was quite amazing. Just feeling really just don't want to do anything. And then when I did finally get up, I started to do things, and Ahmed actually invited me, and this was a big choice for me. Do I go out with him to Site 59 and look at the development of the building of the house and discuss it, or do I just spend the day lying about, doing nothing. And if in doubt, whilst I'm here, I say yes to offers. I'm so glad I did, because I ended up having a really interesting time. I went off exploring at one point, discovered all sorts of things. Houses people living in and out of concrete breeze block, just small levels. I encountered a small rubbish dump with about 8 dogs living on it, just off the side of the road. So I had a thoroughly enjoyable time. So my beef is ready, and I'm ready. So I reckon that's probably going to wrap it up, except to say, yeah, about the fast. So really sluggish first of all, and then when I started doing things, I felt more and more energetic, and in the end I felt almost hyper energetic, really vivid energy. And then by about 5 o'clock, 2 hours before the fast, I thought I'll go and lie down, and no, couldn't sleep, really hyper. And I just did a few things, but not being physical. I felt I shouldn't be too physical in the last couple of hours. And 7 p.m. the following day, I began my food with what I've just prepared here. Yes, prepared by Ahmed, the beef and the ghee, and the salt, and now the extra additions of the ginger and the garlic. So that was my start to my day. It was great, and that was 7 p.m, because it was dark by then, of course, in terms of food. So I am now a convert. So what I've managed to combine Reshma's philosophy with Ahmed's philosophy with regard to food. Ahmed, it's the beef and the ghee, and Reshma is the 24-hour fast every month. And so I've combined the two, and I'm feeling absolutely wonderful as a result. All the love to you.